on the last part of the four-part breakdown of Baker Mayfield's season. I took his four games, two best, two worst, and this is the final of the series, and it happens to be one of his worst ones. So we're gonna look into this, see if see how much of it is on him. So we just saw um, in part three, game three against the Dolphins, we saw him comfortable. He had time to throw. He was reading things. There was no panic that we saw in some of the other games, and he was a different player. And so let's take a look at this and see if there's got to be something going on. We'll find out where that kind of falls on in this game. So first play. You got Hunt coming in motion, so they're going to bring some kind of so they're going to play zone. We got play action. Here we go with a so Hunt's gonna chip here. So here we go. This is thrown with good timing. You would like to see him get out a little bit sooner to affect this play, to affect this player. Make him suck up him a little bit more and give a little bit more room for this ball to be thrown over here. But he's going to throw it over here into this window over the top of him, which isn't bad. Come out of the gates with play action. Just something he does well, right? This is good. This is a good start to this game. Good play call, good opening drive, and so 1st and 10, ball on the 28 going in. Okay, you got. Oh, I think this is the one that gets wrestled away from Njoku. So this is going to be one of the ones that aren't on him, right? So it goes down as an interception after the game. He gets blitz and pressure, so he's got to come to this. He has him beat, and we got to bring that in and make the catch for your quarterback, right? You'll see it from this point. It's a little behind, but once you get it to that point, you just got to squeeze it and make that catch. There's no reason this guy should be able to rip this away. So again, you can't really put that on the quarterback right there. He's got it clamped, ready to go. We should be hanging on to that football. You see it's going to be man. You know they're bringing pressure. This is just one. This is a play they got to make for him. Over. They're going to play man coverage. It's going to be off man. He's looking up the running back coming across. He's going to see this man coverage, and he's going to go work this one-on-one matchup. Ooh. So I don't mind this. There's a couple things that I'm not too sure about of this. If I'm running a slant, you would want him to be out here splitting the difference to give him room to hit this window. If Baker is able to see this and he has time, then you would want him to wait for this to clear into this window. But I think initially I would have to adjust this player's where this player was lined up. If you're running a slant, you give yourself. This is why you don't want to run a slant from this kind of unless he thought he was going to man him up. But what a lot of teams will do is when this guy crosses, they'll just read. So if they're playing man coverage, he's going to have him man to man if he stays on this half of the ball. This will be his guy. He'll have him man to man here. If he comes onto this side of the ball, then he's going to have him man to man here. So yeah, so he steps up, plays his run fake, sees that it's going to be pass, and knows that this guy is going to start to look up anything coming from that side. So if he were to break out or run a something like that, he would probably go with him. So it's going to allow him to be a free player. Um, so maybe he thought that this guy would run with him. Um, that wasn't the case. So maybe that's going on a little bit here. And the other thing is that if this player is out here, he's catching this ball on the 20, right on that 20-yard line. Not that 20 exactly, but on that landmark, catching in this area instead of this area. And the difference is he wouldn't be able to get any kind of hands on this ball, and he's gonna have to, and whereas now based on just splits, he's gonna take him into here. And so the only fix based on this alignment is you would want him to Baker Mayfield would have to wait for him to clear this dropping linebacker. So you see it here. He's going to go straight in that window, almost get a pick. But they're going to call flag for a holding, which is the right call. Let's see if he looks at this linebacker at all. His eye should be here right away. So he should be looking up that linebacker a little bit better. But yeah, I think splits are hurting him there. And then you can see the pass interference. Which they're not going to call because it got tipped, right? So it gets tipped by a vigil, and they're not going to call this PI. So so this is another one it's not going to really be on him because he has to throw this ball. If this Odell splits got to be better. Just something as easy as splits is the difference between having that pass interference called or getting completion to this being a win for the defense, just based on something as simple as splits. So again, I wouldn't put. So we have the interception, and we have this play, and I don't think any of them are a reflection on the quarterback making a poor decision or a poor read. All right, coming out playing coverage. You have 3rd and 11. Okay, so you're gonna hope you're gonna get some protection, and you know you're gonna have a little bit longer developing route. And we're on our side of the 50. So this isn't a time where we're inside the 20. This isn't a time where you want to take where you want to be a huge risk gambler. Okay, this is where you got to think a little bit like just checking down, finding my relief or my check down. It's not the end of the world. We might not convert, but we're gonna live to play another day. So let's see what happens here. They're really dropping back deep. They had it. They had what they wanted. They get. This is the dagger that they talk about. You're gonna get the post off of that. All right. And you have 3 on this side, so you know you don't want to work this side. So the only guy you're really worried about is him dropping into this zone. And he's going to be held by the tight end. So maybe a little bit more patience. And honestly, I think this guy feels himself getting open. And, maybe he's a clear out. If he's up here where he's supposed to be, maybe he has a little bit more time to. He's not as quick to try and get this out. Maybe he'll give himself a little bit more time to let this develop, because this is true. This is the window you want to be throwing this to. You don't really see the clear out on the dagger being hit back shoulder often, because again this is the same window that these guys are in. They're 5 yards apart. He should be way out of this picture. He should be hauling. Way, like, he gets free release. This is all right. Let me get on my soapbox. He gets free released. He's got to go. You got to clear this out. Now, I'm not saying that it's not his fault. It's his fault. He's got to make the throw. But if this guy is where he's supposed to be, 10 yards deeper because he's running instead of looking for the ball, then you're going to get Landry coming open, wide open into this hole, and how the play was drawn up. All right. So I think he's going to muddy up the decision for the quarterback by being slow and not where he's supposed to be. But again, if you're making a throw, you got to make it. One of the things I was always taught is if a guy's wrong, don't throw it to him because you're just going to reinforce the habit that they could get the ball even though they messed up. Here, he's wrong. He shouldn't be getting rewarded for this ball coming to him. This is a crap route. This isn't in the playbook. They drew it up for him, and it's open. So you can't you can't reward that garbage effort. You got to give it to the guy who it's supposed to go to. Got empty here. All right, now if they bring everyone who's showing, they're gonna get you. So he could come up and mess around. All right, so they're gonna play off. They're gonna play. You know what? I'm thinking they're gonna play man. It looks like on hindsight, it might be zone. So let's look. All right, so they are gonna play man. Okay, he does stay in and block. So they are gonna be able to pick up. They're running a stunt game here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, he's gonna drop into coverage. I love it. If a defense wants to take their nose tackle and drop them into coverage, great. Just please take a guy who's pass rushes for a living and have him do something he doesn't do for a living. So sure, I'll take that all day. So this isn't bad. He's got him. All right. I don't know what happens. I think Denard makes a decent play. The ball might be behind him, but he's got good protection. Maybe. So we talked about this a little bit earlier in the game. He's gonna drive and slide up in his pocket. No need, right? Just take one step and stay right there. All right. As he continues to climb, he's going to create pressure and guys in his own lap. So he should just stay one hitch right there and just stay. Stay right there. Instead, he takes 2 more hitches, and now Treader is in his mechanics, and he has to adjust his hips. All right, so if he just goes 1 hitch, stay there. Just calm your feet, and then let this stuff come open. Yep, Denard just makes a pretty good play. You would just like to see better pocket presence here. So one of the things in the offseason that I would be harping on personally with him is you don't need to keep going up in the pocket. You can stay back here. Don't create pressure when there is none. This is a solid pocket again. Look at this. Treader's got great position here. He's going to hold him off. All right. By continuing to climb into the pocket, he now has climbed. He's gone from. So the ball, he went from 8, 9, almost 9 yards. We'll call it 8 to 5. So he gave up 3 yards within this pocket. You would love to see him just stay right here at 6 to 7. All right, another empty look. They raised the roof. Wonder what that's going to be. Looks like it's going to be some kind of cover 2. Yep. So if you're watching the Bengals, their raise the roof sign is Tampa 2. Tampa 2 is he's going to play the short zone. If anyone stays in the short zone, if they don't have a short zone, they're just going to drop. He won't have anybody in the short zone, so he's going to run with them. He's going to play a half. He's going to play a half. And then he's going to sprint out to the deep third. All right, and then these guys are going to be here and here. Good pocket. Stay there a little bit. Good. So this isn't a bad read here. I don't mind this. He's waiting for this to get open, doesn't like it. He might be able to get that, but he's not going to force it, so he's just going to hit this guy who's going to catch it, all right? And so right here, what is this down a distance? 2nd and 10, right? So this is what you want to see. This is some growth right here. This is the guy, instead of trying to force that ball in and maybe this guy getting involved, he's going to take this because he wasn't there right away. He was a little bit late. He's going to take this, the nice and easy check down, and they're going to get 5 yards. All right, so now you're at 3rd and 5. All right, just something simple as that. Now you get a chance to convert. All right, so they get it into a more manageable down and distance. All right, and they're going to run what we've seen before. This little they've shown a lot of. They haven't shown a lot of hunt of this, but so they're going to run the little drive pattern. All right, he's going to be here, and then he's probably going to run a post, and he's probably going to run up here. So a little drive slash NCAA. Oh, he runs a corner, so they run a smash version of it. He's gonna run there, 5 yard out. He's gonna run that. All right. So this concept you could read over here. This would kind of be an alert. To so he's gonna get out and they're gonna play what essentially is it's basically like a cover 3 robber. He's just pre-aligned, and then he took off from the middle of the field. And he's going to basically, wall up anything here. He was playing off. He's going to take that, and then this guy's going to retreat. All right. So here you're just going to read this guy right here. And if he jumps this, then you're going to hit the dig behind it. If he sends you to settle, then you're going to throw that there. See how it unfolds. All right, so the pump faking I don't like because it seems that he's a little indecisive. He gets there, and then also the pocket movement. All right, stay calm. You're right here. All right, it's good. Stay there. All right, now that to me is I'm not a huge fan of that. I would like him not to just be like, oh, I'm going to throw this, and then be like, oh, shoot, I'm not going to throw this. I would like him to look at it, see it's not there, then find it now as opposed to a little bit later. But still, he gets there, slide, stay. All right, work this combo. I don't like it. So his eyes should go from here. Doesn't like it, and it should go straight to here. But instead, he's going to look this way and then see this come into his field of vision. All right, he should just go. It should be almost clockwork, right? Hitch, boom, one hitch there. Don't like it. Second hitch, eyes come straight to the middle of the field trying to find this instead of looking for it over here or looking over here. All right. He should know that this is the window that this is going to hit in since this guy's jumping it. So you're in the red zone, 2nd and 7. They come out and play fence. They're just going to make a line, protect the goal line. It's not a bad decision. Don't know what literally have no idea what these guys are running. Just watch this. Run straight and kind of look around. I run out of space, so I'm going to turn back around. Really, his only options are these two routes right here. Is this window over the top, throw it up, or hunt over here. And even hunt is going vertical. So there's really, based on this concept, there's really only one option, and that's Njoku in the back of the end zone right there, and throwing it up, and hopefully he can go make a play. So here, this one I would put on coaching, right? Because what did we talk about earlier? There's no relief for him here. All that needs to happen is Hunt needs to run some sort. He could just stop. He could go in. He could go out. All right. There needs to be some option for him, and it doesn't need to be Hunt, but just based on this actual play, there's just no underneath option for him here, and it completely limits any kind of success if they get you. Exactly what happens if they line up and play this defense, they win no matter what on this route concept, unless he makes a throw there, which is in coverage and would be dangerous. So, I mean, I can't really put this one on him because the concept is it's terrible because it can be covered, it can be beaten by one coverage, and they run it, and it's look. I mean, there's literally no place for him to go with this ball, so he has to create on this one. All right, and he does a good job and just chucks it out of bounds and lives to play another day. So it's going to go down as incompletion for Mayfield, but this play is a complete failure from the start. He has no shot. We got 2nd and 15, not an ideal situation. So what you're thinking here is get it to 3rd and manageable. Don't have to go for all 15. But I'd like to get it to maybe 10 or 12 yards, or third and 7 would be a good opportunity. 3rd and 6, somewhere around that area. So they're gonna roll down, play sort of this kind of underneath man on these, and kind of a underneath zone with the second or the first level defenders. Baker takes a shot. Not mad at this. Taking a shot with your guy. Like it. Let's look at it from the back. Oh man, you just I mean, right there, this guy's getting paid a lot of money to make he's giving himself space. See the difference on those ones where he hasn't had space. Look at that. He's given himself space here. This is great. Now he has an opportunity to fade him here and create some separation, which is going to happen. Only thing that has to happen now is an elite player has to make a good play. He's going to catch it, and he's got to get that foot and drag it. All right, and it doesn't look like he drags that foot. It's just a run out of bounds. All right, so we see it all the time, right? It's not like we're asking him to do something that he's not capable of, or that other players within his skill range, that those top upper echelon receivers, they make this catch, they make that toe drag, right? And you're paying him a lot of money, and we got to see that toe drag. So it wasn't upheld, and so it's going to go on an incompletion for him, and it's the same time, again, I don't think that's on Mayfield. He put that in a catchable spot. He has to go out and make that play. Quarter. All right, so 4th quarter, 24-16, 2nd and 5, ball on the 18, going out. All right, we're going to get play action, split zone look. All right, take it what they're giving you here, okay? He's going to make all right. He's going to make a heck of a throw, which, good for him. But knowing knowing the game circumstance. It's the fourth quarter. There's 5 minutes left. You want to keep this ball moving, right? You don't incompletion here could make it 3rd and 5, and then look at you. You're on the 18, right? We've got to move this ball. We got to keep the chains moving, keep the clock moving. To me, understanding this game flow, just take that. Take this. All right, I understand. I'm glad he's confident in his throw, and it ends up working out. But in terms of like how the game is operating, you're trying to secure a win. Take this. Take this, and then what happens? He, you know, oh look, and then the next play we'll watch this. But so at 5:10, the ball is done what? It's a great catch. It moves the sticks. It gets a first down. It's a elite throw, but he runs out of bounds, right? And so what happens? Clock's gonna stop. Clock's gonna stop. All right. So here I'm thinking, as I would love to see as a maturation process, is understanding where we're at in the middle of the game, taking it, giving it to a guy who is an elite player in space. He's got all that space. He's going to stay in bounds, and this clock is going to keep running. And this essentially is a run play. All right, this is what we're trying to get. You're trying to run play. You're trying to bleed the clock, and you're trying to make them use timeouts. All right, and that ball right there is what you want to throw in this game situation. So understanding game situation right here, this is the better throw. This is a great throw. This is the better throw. And here, I don't think he catches this. I don't think he gets his feet down, but I think the ball is moving as he's coming down with it. Let's go ahead and let it run to the next play. 3rd and 5, okay? So we take a shot on a ball that's thrown down the field in a tight window, and now you get into a situation that you don't want to be. Here, this is exactly why you take that short throw to Hunt, because now it's 3rd and 5. Now it's a field position game, and they have an opportunity to come back and score with 5 minutes left on the clock. If that doesn't happen, all right, if this play doesn't occur, you're looking at another 40 seconds running off the clock. All right, so you're looking at, instead of it being, it's 4 minutes and 30 seconds left when the ball snapped. Instead of, I mean, that's huge. And you have a first down. Hunt gets a first down. So you get a first down, you run time, all right? So that's why that's got to be that throw to Hunt. So just understanding game situation. That one is that he's got to understand that's how you close out games. That's how you close out games, and that's how you go win. That should have been a penalty. He's leaning forward. See, this is the kind of stuff you get into. This should be a penalty. They missed this one. He starts to go early. He starts to walk forward. He's not set walking forward. That should be a penalty. All right, they get bailed out here. He's going to take this one-on-one matchup, and this is most definitely pass interference. But still, the Brown. Just think if they get this wrong, which it's happened how many times. Just think if this isn't turned into a PI. Now you've given the Bengals the ball on the 18, going into not to tie, to win the football game. Those are the repercussions from not taking just a simple pass. It might not be the sexy play, but it is the play. It's the only play in that game situation. I mean, you can see it. They obviously showed it, but he's draped on him before that ball gets there. So catch a break, get it. And we know how this game turns out. The Browns end up going down, securing the win. Um, and it ends up working out. But the one little play like that is the difference between possibly catastrophic loss or closing out a game. All right, so that's why that's so important. Um, as far as the clips we've watched, I didn't think he looked. I think overall, I think there is a lack. There was a lack of continuity and consistency week to week in the game planning. Um, when they did have the continuity, and you saw it in the games, like in the Miami game, for instance, you saw him set up a play with a snag earlier and then come back to it, um, or with the slant, same kind of thing. There's a little bit more consistency and a little bit more thoughtfulness in that game plan, in my opinion, uh, than there was in some of these games where he had bad games. And then the 49ers game, one of his worst games, he had no shot. Game plan was terrible, and they got absolutely demolished on this. This one, we looked at a couple plays where, again, it's going to go on. It would go on his stat sheet, but they weren't bad decisions by him. So, and I think that's the difference in coaching, is you get coaches have to hold players accountable. Coaches have to put players in situations to succeed. Um, and when that doesn't happen, you kind of get these inconsistent results that happened this past year. So this next series I will look at will be a little bit into Stefanski's offense and seeing how his offense will incorporate Baker's strengths, and I'm really excited to check that out. And I think, Stefanski from everything, and along with Barry, they seem a lot less. They seem a lot less wheeling and dealing than Dorsey and Freddie. They seem to have. They're a lot more disciplined. They're a lot more thoughtful in terms of all the moves. All the moves they're making, all the decisions they're making. They have plans for every player. They have strengths laid out on what those players are going to succeed at. So I would fully expect an offense to be built around Baker's strengths, and I think you'll see a jump back to what we saw his rookie year, where you're seeing some of these more these tempo throws, these RPOs, these speed posts. Sometimes they're not being there, so there wasn't just that consistency. So I can't get mad at a player that doesn't get to his check down when at least 2 to 3 times a game there's no check down for him to even get to, and he's forced to throw a ball down the field. You can't put that on him. So when you don't see it happen, and you don't see the development, it's because to me there was no game plan, or there was no plan for Baker to have it. All right, there has to be streamlined plan and focus in how you go through this, and how he attacks a game plan, and how he attacks and reads a defense. And once you have that base established, then you can kind of work out and branch out. But to me, there was never that base established. So he was it's that whole foundation, the foundation of a house. If it's rotten, it's going to fall apart. It's the same thing. If it's built on mud, it's going to sink. That's kind of what I look at this season for Baker Mayfield. His foundation was built on mud, quicksand. All right, he was sinking before week 1. So with this new staff, I fully expect that to be a nice, solid foundation that he can build up on. And I think the sky is only going to be the limit for this offense. So, if you watched it, thanks for watching these four games. If you enjoyed it, come back again. I'll be going into Stefanski's offense next, and at any time leave a comment. You can disagree. You can make fun of my voice. anything, any kind of feedback is appreciated, positive or negative, or if it's a critique. If anybody knows anything better about the I guess would be the editing side, I'm always willing to take any kind of pointers on that side that would make it more watchable. So just let me know anything like that. So thanks again and have a good one.